Imagine instantly cutting a major business cost, maybe by about 50% per incident. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, that's not a fantasy. It's actually becoming a reality for employers managing workers' compensation board, WCB claims right here in Alberta. Today, we're doing a deep dive into this really fascinating new study. It unpacks the cost effectiveness and the feasibility of virtual care. Specifically, we're looking at VirtuClinic's Ready Care model compared to let's say, the traditional in-person ways of doing things. Our mission today is to pull out the key insights from this research. We want to show you not just what the savings are, but maybe more importantly, why this shift is such a big deal, a potential game changer.
Yeah, it really is remarkable because when you look at the traditional ways we've handled these low acuity WCB claims, we're talking about those non-life-threatening injuries, the sprains, the minor cuts, things like that. Well, these old methods have sort of unintentionally created these significant burdens, both on the healthcare system and on employers. This study does a great job shining a light on how integrating virtual care, when it's done thoughtfully, can really streamline things and take off some of that pressure.
Okay, so let's talk about that pressure. The traditional methods.
Yeah.
What did the study say was the main problem there? We're often talking about sending workers with non-urgent claims to the emergency department, the ED, or maybe their GP office.
Exactly, and that creates real strain.
You mentioned wait times. I saw the median wait in 2024 to see an emergency doc was, what, almost 4 hours? 3 hours and 48 minutes? That's a long time.
It's a huge chunk of time. And then there are the direct costs, right?
Yeah. The study pegged ED visits at like $125 to $140 per case.
And GP visits maybe a little less, $110 to $135. Still significant.
But here's the bit that really jumped out at me, these hidden indirect costs. The study found 62% of organizations, that's a lot, require someone to go with the injured worker, an escort.
Right. Which effectively doubles your labor cost for that incident.
Exactly. 2 employees off the job, often for something relatively minor in the end.
And that means more time away from work overall, delays in planning their return. It really hits productivity.
Okay, so that sets the stage. Now, how does this virtual care model, the Ready Care one they studied, offer a better way?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. The study looked closely at virtual consultations with nurse practitioners, and the direct cost savings are, frankly, pretty astonishing.
How astonishing?
We're talking virtual assessments costing somewhere between $40 and $85 per incident.
Okay, $40 to $85 compared to over $100, sometimes $140.
Precisely. So that translates to direct cost reductions of 32% up to 71% compared to going to the ED. That often lands right around that 50% reduction mark per incident we talked about.
Wow.
And even compared to GP visits, it's still a 23% to 70% saving.
That's significant.
It really is. And if you scale that up, think about Alberta's whole system. If just a quarter, just 25% of eligible non-urgent claims switch to virtual care, the projection is annual savings somewhere between $500,000 and $1.2 million.
$500,000 to $1.2 million, just from a 25% shift.
Okay.
The numbers are compelling, definitely. But is it just about the dollars, or are there other sort of practical benefits?
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely not just about cost. Think about access. Virtual care offers incredibly rapid access. Assessments often happen within about 30 minutes.
30 minutes, compared to almost 4 hours waiting in the ED.
Exactly. And the WCB reports, they can often be completed the very same day. The efficiency gain there is just dramatic compared to waiting hours in a clinic or ED.
That speed is impressive. But here's something else that struck me as intriguing from the study. The awareness issue. Despite these benefits you're outlining, over half, 56% of employers surveyed didn't even know virtual WCB services existed.
Yes, that awareness gap is a key finding.
But once they found out about it, 71% said they'd be willing to adopt it. So the interest is there.
It seems so. And interestingly, the study found that organizations that were already pretty efficient, the ones getting assessments done in maybe 0 to 2 hours currently, they were even more willing to adopt virtual care, like 89% willingness.
Wow. So it's like the company's already focused on optimization, see this as the next logical step.
That's one way to look at it, yeah. They appreciate the potential for further streamlining.
Okay. Efficiency, cost. What about quality, compliance? Sometimes speed raises questions there.
That's a crucial point, and the study touched on it directly. It found something quite concerning, actually. In 28% of cases looked at, WCB forms with private medical information were being filled out by, managers or supervisors.
Oof. That sounds like a major privacy risk.
It absolutely is. You're looking at potential fines for the organization up to $500,000 per violation under privacy laws. The Ready Care model addresses this head-on. It ensures proper data custodianship, uses standardized protocols, it basically mitigates that huge risk. And, thinking bigger picture again, the benefits go beyond the employer. Using virtual care for these non-urgent cases helps take the load off those overcrowded emergency departments. It lets them focus resources where they're needed most. It's a system-wide benefit.
Right. So, pulling this all together, what's the main takeaway from this deep dive for you, our listener? It seems crystal clear from this study that virtual care isn't just, a convenient nice-to-have for WCB claims. It's actually a really powerful tool for cutting costs, boosting efficiency, and importantly, improving compliance and reducing risk.
Which leads to the big question, doesn't it? If employers are generally willing once they know about it and the benefits are so clear, how do we actually close that awareness gap? How can we help accelerate the adoption of these models that seem to offer so much?
That is the question. And maybe a final thought for you to chew on. Think about how these findings, this impact of virtual access on costs, on wait times, on efficiency, might apply elsewhere. Other areas in your professional life or even your personal life where waiting, cost, and access are kind of daily frustrations. It's a provocative thought, I think. It could really reshape how we approach a whole lot of different services.